I wanted to take a minute to show y'all one of the latest and most recent discoveries. So there has been a research group that has discovered that they can use frequency. They can use a specific frequency to clean mercury from water. Realize that they use frequency and algae to clean the mercury from water. Now, what I want you to realize is what Revelation 17 verse 15 says, that the water actually represents the people. And also realize that mercury has been being injected into people from the time of their birth via a specific therapeutical approach. Let's say that. We're going to be careful because they put me in YouTube jail for a week, which is hilarious because that's about my first strikes. They never give me a second or a third strike. They always only give me a first strike. Because YouTube and the powers that be want to have my knowledge as much as anybody else, so they will never take my channels down. So I only ever get a first strike, which only takes me down for like a week. So mercury, oh, and by the way, they didn't even say that I had violated the medical stuff this time. All they did was say that I violated community guidelines. Usually they'll put on there that I violated the medical misinformation guidelines, but this time they just said I violated community guidelines. So scientists have discovered you can clean water, the mercury from water, using frequency and algae. And we're going to say that the algae is seaweed. Make sure you understand that you can eat seaweed. They use the algae, the seaweed, to absorb the mercury. They use the frequency to shake the sediment loose, to shake the mercury loose so that the algae, the seaweed, can absorb it. And realize what I'm explaining to you, because everybody has this in their body. They call it, if you go to the CDC website, they call it thimerosal. And it's in all these injections. Mercury. We know that mercury is poison, so why would they be injecting this into everybody? But now you can use frequency to shake it loose, because it has to attach to something in your body. And algae, once you shake it loose with the frequency, the algae absorbs it. Algae is seaweed. Seaweed is very safe and very healthy to eat. And then once this is absorbed into it, it passes through your digestive system and out of your body. What you got to realize, this is what's called a heavy metal. It clings. It has to cling to something in your body. The frequency shakes it loose. The heavy metal, the algae, the seaweed, absorbs it. And you have to remember in science, osmosis and meiosis, what that means. The algae will absorb it, and then it passes through your body. I'm working on this because this is all they've done here is tested it on regular water. I'm on the cusp of figuring out what frequency we need to shake it loose from our bodies Now, they used a different algae in their experiment. What I'm telling you is that seaweed is what's going to work in the human body, but also you're going to have a specific water inside of you, and that water is going to be deionized water. You're going to need to drink deionized water and eat seaweed, so that when I figure out exactly what frequency you have to have, all of this that people have been getting since they were born, that's been injected into them, this can be shaken loose using the frequency, the specific frequency, absorbed into the algae, and can pass through the digestive system and out of your body, cleansing your body of the things that have caused Alzheimer's, autism, and many other chronic diseases. See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm working on things to help people better themselves and be rid of a lot of these things. One of the things, which of course I talk about on the TV shows I appear on, one of the things that helps with this, getting rid of the heavy metals, is cilantro. Cilantro and tomatoes. But the problem is mercury clings to stuff, and it actually goes into your brain. And in order to get it out of your brain, to shake it loose, you have to have a specific frequency so that it can be shaken loose and then absorbed into an algae, seaweed.